Hey guys, welcome back to another week of that 6th Round MMA podcast. We got a little special content for you guys today. We just hit you with episode 32 yesterday. Now I'm back in the streets. I'm here with Joe Miller. Joe Miller, Muay Thai fighter, MMA fighter, martial artist. What's going on, my man? Hi.
What's up, man? I'm happy to be here.
Yo, so we've been catching up, in the parking lot and everything before we said everything else. So why don't you fill in, the people and, introduce yourself to them. Like, how'd your journey start? Where you at now? Like, what's good? How'd your journey start?
Let me see. I was like 16 in high school, just figuring out, eating Cheetos, being fat, wondering what I wanted to do. And I was going to the skate park every day, and I rode by this Muay Thai gym every day, and I just saw that logo repeatedly every day. Just decided one day, this is what happened. I saw the I saw MTV True Life special with Kit Cope. Have you ever seen that?
I saw True Life, but I don't know if I saw that episode.
Yeah, it's True Life. I'm a Muay Thai fighter. When him and another one of his friends, Kit Cope and someone else, they trained with Master Toddy in California, and they went over to Thailand to do a rope rap match. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta do that. So
man, that's real as fuck.
Yeah, I almost got one in Thailand, but it didn't work out. But I was looking forward to it. My girlfriend probably kill me if I ever actually did it.
But that'd be gnarly though. That'd be a story to tell the kids when you're older, man. That'd be
definitely
crazy.
I'm definitely gonna do it.
Well, that's cool. So you're 16, you see that shit, and you're starting to get things going. I know when I first ran across you, I was at a XFN event down in Fort Lauderdale, or at Tootsie's actually.
Yeah.
And I was watching the fights because I had a few teammates in there fighting on that card tonight, so I was there in attendance. And first time I ever saw you, and I was just like, fuck, this boy got hands. And then ever since then, I've been kind of like seeing you pop up here and there. And then I noticed that you're in Thailand for a short little bit. But what was the journey in between? And then we'll get into the Thailand a little bit.
XFN, that was like my third MMA fight, or my second MMA fight.
Okay, yeah.
That was like 3 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, it was a little, like 3 or 4 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, he was actually at that one.
Word?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to DVA Existence. DVA Existence.
We're at the headquarters in Delray Beach, DV8 Existence.
Boom.
Get you a hat, DV8X.com.
Apparel for athletes, get on it.
Yeah, so I took that fight on like 6 days notice, and I slipped a disc in my neck in it. But I still got the win, so, it worked out. I was out for a year after that. And then, that sound is getting it, huh?
Yeah, we got a guy coming through with the tractor right now. Sorry about that, guys.
He's got a Zamboni out there.
Shit down in Florida trying to make shit smooth.
Yeah.
Man.
All
right, that's
when I started fighting, when I didn't really know what I was doing with it. I used to tell people I didn't want to get punched in the face for a living, which is funny to me now. But, I started fighting, and I fell in love with Muay Thai, and then I got through it, and I got to a point where I was in college, and I was like, all right, I'm either gonna stop doing this now, or I'm moving to Thailand to do something there. The original plan was to be there for a year, but money and all that.
Yeah.
I was there for about 6.5 months, and we had to come back because we're broke now. So we had to come back to America and get some jobs.
Okay.
But maybe I can make some money doing this pro MMA fight in January.
Nice.
And maybe I can get something rolling that way.
Yeah, hell yeah. When I first saw you at XFN, how far along in the training were you then? Like, when were you in college? I don't even know how old you are, bro. How old are you?
I'm 29.
29? Okay.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm old for combat sports, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work anyway.
Fuck them. We breaking barriers, bro. There ain't no age with this.
Yeah.
Shit.
Shit. People are fighting when they're 40, so fuck
shit,
it.
Now they're starting to get PRP, stem cells. Who knows what they can, put in a turkey baster and shoot up in us, and then, later on.
Yeah, I'll go fight in China. Anything's possible.
Yeah, right? Damn, shoot. They actually say you can put steroids in your contract. Like, what the hell?
They don't say to do it, but they say they won't test for it.
Damn straight, bro. Like, why not take it? Damn. Yo, you're just rehabbing, right?
Yeah, right.
But man, so
I was just doing it to get boners. Anderson Silva.
Shoot, man. No, but so when I first saw you at the X event, how long have you been training then? That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years.
I don't know what the math is on that. 10 years or something like that.
Oh shit.
I was doing Muay Thai for a long period of time, but I started doing Muay Thai for about a year in high school, a year or two in high school. And then I graduated and moved to Tallahassee for college, so I didn't have a coach anymore. Okay. And all of a sudden, I'm the most experienced person with one fight in the fucking town, teaching people how to hold pads and shit. Yeah. So, I had to sort of coach myself. And I mean, basically for, I don't know, like the last 10 years or something, I've basically coached myself. I mean, I had guidance here and there, and I would travel out of town to go train with certain places. But like I had a week where I trained in Kentucky at Real Fighters Gym, which is a real notable gym. And then I went over to LA and trained at the Yard, Joe Schilling's gym. So I went out to these different places and brought all that knowledge back to Tallahassee. But at the end of the day, I mean, there was no one there to hold pads. And it's like that. I'm about to move back there in a week because that's where the jobs are. But
Yeah.
you know, we're gonna make it work. It's a little bit better now. But so I was at XFN. I was training for Combat Night. Combat Night's an amateur organization in Florida.
Okay.
I was training for a Combat Night, but the dude that I was about to fight was talking shit because I was a striker and because I had less than 3 fights or less than 3 MMA fights.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be like a
no ground and pound.
Yeah, the no ground and pound fights, right?
All right.
So he was talking shit about how he'd smoke me with ground and pound. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna find a short notice fight. So when we fight, then there can be ground and pound, so you can get your little willies out because your bitch ass isn't gonna take me down anyway. So
Yeah.
So I went and took that XFN fight, and then I had to fucking drop out of the fight because I slipped a disc in my neck and I couldn't use my left arm. So he's talking even more shit and more shit. So that eventually goes away. And then when I come back onto the scene, he's all of a sudden nowhere to be found. So I'm like trying to call him out, like, hey, come fight me now.
Where you been, bro?
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I'm not doing that shit anymore. Shit. But then he fights again like a week later, and I'm like, what do you mean? I thought you weren't doing that shit.
I thought you weren't about that life, bro.
Yeah.
Like, nah. That's what's up. So after that, like, where did the journey go? Because you slipped your disc, and what you had to do rehab, and you didn't elect to do surgery, right? Like that wasn't what happened. You said that outside.
No, they were trying to put a skateboard truck in my fucking neck and fuse 3 of my vertebrae together, and I wasn't having any of that shit.
Nah.
So I did the rehab. I got back on it. I'm fine. I mean, my neck is stiff. My neck is stiff right now, but I mean, we all got injuries, you know.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. What fighter goes in less than 80? You know.
Yeah. So when I was 20 something or whatever, when I decided that I was gonna sit down and actually do this shit, I started making the plans right then and there. And then about 6 years later, I graduated college. I didn't have any money, so I worked for a little while. I went to Thailand for a month last year, and I was hurt because I had a foot surgery. And I couldn't really do much. I trained and whatever, but I trained and did whatever, but I couldn't fight or anything because I wasn't there for long enough, and I was fat. I was like 180 pounds. And I came back for a month, or I went there for a month. I came back, I felt it out, and I was here for 6 months. I sold my car. Me and my girlfriend left, and we were there for 6.5 months. And I fought 9 times in 6 months. It was fucking gnarly.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like, did you have any expectations when you went over there? Like, you were planned it all out. You sold your car, you said, right? And did you have any like pre-made plans going over there? Like, or did you just say, "Fuck it, got the plane ticket, Thailand. Let's find a taxi and go about it"? And
yeah. Well, you know, I'm a very obsessive person. So when I started making the plans for Thailand all those years ago, I started doing the research then. So the whole time in between, I'm doing research, and then of course that 6 months in between the time that I went to the first time and the second time, I did a whole shit ton more research because I was just nervous about going. You know, I wanted to make sure that I had all my ducks in a row and that I knew what I was getting myself into. So yeah, I made some loose plans. I didn't make anything concrete, but when we showed up in Bangkok, and I knew we were going to Chiang Mai. It's cheaper to live up in Chiang Mai. We could make it last a little longer up there. I knew I was going to land a Muay Thai. That was a gym that I'd kind of set my sights on. There's a bunch of good gyms out there like Santai Muay Thai and Hong Tong, but I liked Lana because when I went there the first time, I had a real good experience with one of the trainers there. I liked the overall vibe there. And, you know, they're not like so hardcore that they're on your ass the whole time. They're on your ass, like they're watching you, but they also trust that, like, especially when guys like me come in, they're like, okay, this dude's been training for 10 years. He kind of knows how he likes to do things. So I get there and I got to use them as like training tools rather than them like sort of dictating what I was gonna do. Like
trying to mold you. It's like, okay, you're your own little tool. Figure out how to use your tools. You know, so you're just trying to sharpen the toolbox a little bit while you're over there, right?
Yeah, I think most fighters they have a way that they like to train, and I'm not trying to say that I was closed-minded because I was doing everything that they wanted me to do. Like I was doing the fucking 10K runs every day and. Training in the morning, training at night, and doing everything that they wanted. And I was, the technique and everything, I was changing everything for them. But, I mean, they have like a real, and I don't mean to talk shit, but they have like a real lack of sport science over there, and like, you tell them like when I first got there, I was like, oh, I'm not in shape yet, but give me like a couple weeks, I'm gonna get into it. And they're like, how far are you running every day? And I was like, I don't know, I'll run however far you want me to run.
Yeah.
You know, but like that's not gonna help me punch for long. I mean, that helps. You know, it gives your anaerobic system like it gives you a good rest time and it gives you like a good energy system to base that on. But I mean, I gotta run sprints, you know. Sprints are gonna be better for the fight. You know, I don't run sprints and do like interval rounds on the bag and stuff. So
getting your heart rate up and then getting it down, like, you know, round intervals, you know. Like,
yeah. So, and you know, they were real receptive to that. So I just told them that, and they're like, yeah, go, you know, do you whatever you feel you need to do, plus do this stuff for us. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is exactly what I wanted.
Nice.
So we went there, and you know, things started working out real well right away. I got a trainer for like the fucking first time in my life. I had a trainer, thank God.
So how was that experience? Like between you trying to just gather all the little bits of knowledge and tidbits and stuff and bringing it back to Tallahassee to finally going out to Thailand, the Mecca, you know, Muay Thai, then you're finally getting a trainer. Like what was that transition like? Like how crazy was that for you?
It was eye-opening. It was very eye-opening. You know, in America, things get watered down and people start saying, no, that's not Muay Thai or that's not whatever. But I've always been like realistic when it's like, I don't give a shit. I'm hitting you. I don't care if it's not Muay Thai to you. I'm fucking nailing you with it. So, you know, you can't deny me that I'm nailing you with it, right?
Yeah.
So when I went over there, I thought that it would be rigid because so many people here that have been to Thailand come back with this rigid idea of what Muay Thai is. But when I got there, they were like, yeah, no, do whatever the fuck you want to do. Cartwheel kick if you want. Fuck it. You know, like, they had some real funky techniques that I know so many people here in America would just tell me not to do. And they were like telling me to do it in the fight. Like, no, that'll work for you. You're strong up top. You know, you got good hands. So just go in there and, you know, they don't score hands very well in Thailand unless you make like a big effect on them or something.
They're more about kicks, right?
Yeah, they're more about body kicks and stuff. So, like, I guess the way that it goes is this is kind of a loose way to represent the scoring system. But elbows score the most, then knees, then kicks, then punches.
Okay.
But if I come in and rock you with a right hand and you kick me on the way out, but it didn't affect me, but I rocked you with the right hand, those score pretty evenly. So that's kind of fucked up though, right? Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It's still kind of fucked up because evenly I rocked you with that right hand. Your nose is pointing to the fucking left side, but you kicked me one time on the fucking arm and now.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
Yeah.
I don't. Nah.
Sometimes it works out for your benefit. Sometimes it doesn't. I know Joanna Yondrachek, she was over there and she fought a Thai in Chiang Mai and lost the fight. But if you watch the fight, there's no way she fucking lost that fight.
She fucked her up?
Yeah. She was like combo leg kick, combo leg kick, combo leg kick the whole time. And the girl's like kicking her in the body. Combo leg kick, kick to the body.
Because the punches didn't count, and those kicks at the end weren't anything.
Yeah, well, leg kicks score similarly to punches. Their idea is that anyone can.
So they're all about torso, like damage to the body.
Yeah, body kick is like the most consistently scoring weapon in Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and like, you know, head kicks clearly, body kicks and head kicks, but like, and they like a leg kick if you can buckle a knee or something. But
okay.
Like, you know, it's all about the effect. If I come in with a combination and he kicks me and I move 10 feet, you know. And I mean, some of it is warranted, you know. I came in on one dude and I threw a three-punch combination. They all landed, but he barely moved. And when he kicked me and my fucking arm was hurting. So, I mean, I was like, all right, he probably did more damage on that one.
Yeah. Well, you got to show significant impact. Like,
yeah, that's the way it goes. So, what is that? I lost my track of thought now.
We were talking about the difference with the training, sports science. You started to get to the scoring, and then the difference between not training yourself and getting a trainer finally and stuff.
Yeah. So it was eye opening. You know, the techniques that they were teaching me and stuff. It was all the things that people would tell me here not to do. So now I got this whole new like eye opening like view of things. You know, coming back to America, like not as rigid. Everything's more, like nice and loose. Like I feel a lot better. Just like a sort of like a freedom of technique. You know.
Yeah. So what was that first week like when you first arrived? Like how did you get acclimated and you know involved in Thailand? I almost said community, but I don't even know if it's a community. Like
there's many communities, I guess.
Yeah, all put together. Like what was that first week like? The transition.
Well, so the first time I ever went to Thailand was also the first week or the first time I'd ever been outside of America.
Okay.
So I was real shocked on things, and I knew that was going to happen. So I prepared myself to be shocked. But you can never prepare yourself.
Like what? Like YouTube videos and shit like that? Or?
Yeah, like I would watch YouTube videos and I would read like everything on the fucking internet. I felt like I read everything on the internet about Chiang Mai. But, you know, when I got there, it's you show up and like I know how to get a taxi and I know I can do this and I know I can do that. But like actually being there and seeing like the street and like seeing the people around and like seeing this big mountain in the distance and stuff. And you suddenly get taken back and you're like, what the fuck am I holy
like
shit,
shell shocked,
I'm like some fucking white boy over here. I don't know what's going on right now.
Like you stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of foreigners over there too, so there's
Yeah.
nothing. It's not like I'm the only one. But at first you get that shock where like no one speaks English. What am I gonna do? But then you realize everyone fucking speaks English, so it's it's not a really
Oh wait,
big deal.
everyone does?
Yeah, I mean,
For the most part, at least.
they at least understand things.
Okay.
Like, and you get after a while you get sort of used to like communicating with people, like body language and like pointing and like hand gestures and stuff. But like if you need to use bathroom, like everyone knows what toilet means.
Okay.
It's like toilet, and you're like freaking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people speak pretty good English too. I mean, most people at the gym spoke pretty good English, good enough to where you can communicate. I mean, even some like subtle meaning you can get across on some points. They
Yeah.
understand a lot more than they speak too. So, yeah, it was really easy to like communicate and get around. But at first, that first week I was there without my girl, it was like everything was glowing almost. Like I got off the plane and I was like, what the fuck is this? But the first week that I was there with my girl, I was more focused on making sure that she was, getting acclimated and everything. Like when we went back for the 6 months, so because we had to get mentally prepared for not being there for vacation. Like we were telling ourselves all the time, we're not here for vacation. We're here to get better at this,
Because your girl's a fighter too, right?
Yeah. She had 5 fights while we were over there. But she had her first fight ever while we were over there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Broke her in good. That's crazy.
So she had 5 fights in Thailand, and those were her first fucking 5 fights ever. And she went 4-1 and won every fight by knockout.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like
gnarly.
she had like a solid year of training before we went and stuff like that. And she wrestled in high school, so she was pretty hard nosed anyway.
Yeah.
So, like this actually kind of funny. She comboed off on this girl, and the girl pushed back into her, and she fucking hip tossed her. What? And I was like, it's kind of illegal on Muay Thai, but they'll warn you once.
Yeah. Wait, there's no hip up. Isn't there like leg sweeps or is that?
Yeah, you can do sweeps and dumps and stuff, but you can't use your hips to hip. Like she turned the hip and fucking judo. You know what I mean? Like she threw her all the way over.
That's crazy.
It was fucking hilarious. We put it in our highlight video because it was so funny. She went like halfway and felt bad. She was like, "Oh no," and like tried to set her down gently. I was like, Come on, you just gotta throw her.
Let it go.
Yeah,
let it go. Yo, absorb that highlight for what it is.
Hell yeah, it was fun as hell. She did really well.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's dope. So, what? Like you said, they're behind like the sports science and shit like that. What about like nutrition for athletes? Like, what was the food like? Like, you gotta fill me on this, man, because I'm a fat boy at heart. Like, what's happening?
Okay, yeah. So, people have this misconception that when you I get it since we've gotten back that people are like, oh man, how was the food there? It was all clean. I bet it was all perfect. No, man, you can get fatter over there than you can over here. It's definitely cheaper to get fatter over there. We ate at the gym breakfast and dinner.
Okay.
Which was, some variation of chicken and rice every day.
Okay.
So pretty good, but it's white rice for every fucking meal. So sometimes you get bloated and you have to deal with that. As far as like the nutrition go, I mean, they don't. That's not really a part of it. Yeah. Like from what I experienced, I'm sure there's other. I'm only speaking from a very limited perspective in one gym in Chiang Mai, but it wasn't really. They weren't really worried about like carb to protein content. They weren't really worried about fashioning their 6 meals a day every 2 hours and doing very specific things with their diet. They're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna train. And I guess they just train so much. I mean, most of them are basically marathon runners. They're running like 10, 12, 15K a day, which I don't even know what the fuck it is in miles, but it's a lot. And 8 to 10 miles a day or something like that.
Like 8 miles.
Yeah. So like, they have the bodies that they don't look like a running back in the NFL. They look like fucking Lance Armstrong running. They're like thin like that. They're maybe just a little meatier, but I mean, so they run and they do so much cardio and they train so much that you basically eat whatever you want, And then dudes, be cutting weight for a week with the sweatsuit on, and I never understood that.
Oh shit!
But like, the wrestlers do it too, so
teach its own. I mean, so what? It was like mostly rice, chicken. Like, was it vegetables? Was it mostly noodles?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even. Is it like brothy soups? Like what?
Yeah, brothy soups. Yeah, brothy soups, chicken and rice. They do like a lot of chicken and cabbage. I never want to have chicken and cabbage again. I swear to God, I never want to have that shit. Really good curries. Like the food was all awesome. At the gym, because the owner of the gym, her name is Palm. She used to be a chef for a restaurant. So when she makes these big batches of food, it's all really good. It's all really good curry. She makes it all herself. She's being a fucking mortar and pestle, like just doing it. So in the morning we would have like there's no breakfast foods either. There's no like There's
no eggs and no
yeah, it's not different. You know, there's no different meal for breakfast and dinner.
It's all the same shit.
Yeah, you wake up and you go have like chicken and rice, and then you go train and at night you have chicken and rice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They eat a lot of pork and fish, but they didn't like. Palm would have like a big batch of like filleting food, which is like foreigner food.
Okay.
And then the food for the Thai boys, because they all ate something different. They'd be like chicken and, or I mean, we would basically be like chicken and beef and pork.
Yeah.
And they would be like, they had a lot of pork and a lot of like fish and like. You get like a chicken claw in there or something, like a chicken hand, and I don't even fuck with that. Like I was looking, and even in some of the like the filleting food, she would put that in there, and I just stir around it to get the chicken because I just can't even handle that.
Puts a little crunch into it, kind of like a chip. Just imagine like potato chips.
Yeah, like a chip, like a finger. There's something wrong with if I can't chew on a finger.
Take a bite, use the rest of it as a toothpick. Bro.
Yeah, yeah. The food was good though. I mean, to get a full answer out of it, the food was good. We got kind of sick of it towards the end. But, in America, when you go get Thai food, they spruce it up for you because you're in America getting Thai food.
Yeah, Americanize it.
Yeah. So, but in Thailand, that's just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, like, you go and get some Thai food, and they're not going to spruce it up for you. They don't need to give you all these extra options. You're just going to get some fucking chicken.
Yeah, like,
rice,
here you go. Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Shoot. So, going into your, how long, that was the first week of getting acclimated and everything with your girl and stuff. So, how long, once you were there, was it until your first fight?
Shit, I don't even remember. I think it was definitely within the first month. I'm pretty sure I fought within the first month.
First month? Like, what? So, did you go into it? Was it just like you taking classes, or you went into the gym and you were like, we're doing a training camp? Like, that's what was happening?
Yeah. So, for most gyms in Thailand, and I think things are getting a little westernized now, but for most places, they don't really do classes. They do like a training session. So,
Okay.
like, you show up at 4, and they just have like a 3-hour training window. So you show up at 4, you go for a run, you come back, you jump rope, you shadow box, you hit the bag, and hitting the bag is kind of like a statement saying you're ready for pad work. So then they call you from the bag, you hit pads, and every day you hit pads. There's probably 5 or 6 trainers in the gym holding pads for people on a regular basis.
For sure.
And when you get there, like the first week or so, they don't really know you yet, so they like watch you shadow box and they watch you hit the bag to see how good you are. And then depending on if you're pretty good, like if they notice that you've done this before, they ask you if you fought before, you say yeah, and then they'll be like, okay, there's like 3 main trainers at the gym that will hold pads for you then. Like, there's like 3 other trainers that just like hold pads for like old people and chicks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like the chicks that are in there for fitness and shit. Because
Right.
my girl was in there and they were like, that bitch is definitely fighting. You're gonna hit pads with him, But yeah, so you get there, you hit pads, and after the pad work, you're either gonna clinch for like 3 hours, or on sparring days you spar before you hit pads. So you get there. So it's not really a class; it's like a training session.
Yeah.
It's a lot better that way because the new person can show up and get the same training as the guy training for a fight that week,
Yeah.
So everyone gets the same amount of work.
Yeah, isolated coaching, teaching, stuff like that. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
So, was there a gearing up session during that month, or was it just like every day we're doing this, and however good you get? Like,
Well, yeah, both kind of. I mean, so when I got there, they could tell right away that I was trying to fight. So Dang, which was my main trainer, came up to me. He was like not even really asking me. He's like, so when you fight? And I was like, as soon as possible. And for me, it kind of shell shocked me a little bit in the beginning because for me, when someone asks me if I'm going to fight, I'm like, yeah, just let me know when. And I'm usually like, a couple weeks or something like that. And
Yeah,
the
you
fight,
got a
and that's
little
like
time
short
frame.
notice. But like, he's like, all right, you fight on Thursday. And it was like Monday. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm still fat, but I'll do it. And I mean, I went into the first fight and I was still fat, but I mean, they were testing me out too. They put me in there with some dude that didn't want to be in there with me.
Yeah, throwing you in the fire, see if you get burned or not, type shit.
Well, yeah, it was more like throwing me into like a milk bath. It wasn't fire at all. This motherfucker didn't want to fight at all. He was circling before the fight. He came up to me. He's like, "No elbows, no elbows." And I was like, "Yeah, we'll see."
Yeah,
like I kind of got what he was saying. I kind of knew what was gonna happen. I kind of got that he wasn't really like he was doing it just for the money.
Yeah.
So like, he's probably some guy that had a bunch of fights when he was younger, and like he's fat now and just trying to make a little extra money. So
he's like, don't fuck me up.
Yeah, basically. So I had like 2 things going on in my head. The first one was like, okay, he probably just doesn't want to deal with like a huge cut on his forehead. I get that. And the second one was like, if he throws one elbow, I'm gonna fucking unleash the fury on this motherfucker.
Right? Setting
Yeah.
you up.
Yeah.
Man.
So I was still kind of like watching for that. I was making sure he wasn't trying to play me.
Yeah.
But we start the fight. I throw like a jab. I kick him once or something. I parry a leg kick or I parry a kick and leg kick him, and then like jab, hook, overhand, and I just like I smashed him with the overhand. I saw it make contact with his jaw. But the way he dropped, I was like, come on, man. You're just trying to get out of here.
Oh, word? It was like that?
Yeah, he wasn't. They were talking about afterwards that he had trouble with his equilibrium or something. He was like wobbling around and not walking. But I was like,
fuck it. Own it, bro. Yeah, I knocked his ass out.
Yeah,
Shit.
I got to be real, though. I don't want to get that false ego, you know?
Yeah, fuck it.
But, I went back after that fight and I was telling him that I wanted a real fight. So I fought that was actually a Tuesday.
Okay.
So then I fought the next Tuesday, just a week later. And I fought this dude, Ma Ba. And that means, in Thai, that means crazy dog.
Oh,
so we're like, all right, we're going to fucking get you now. Like, you want a real fight? You knock that dude out. Next week, you're going to fight a fucking real fighter.
Yeah.
This guy starts fucking me up with his left kick. Like, so we're going, and his left kick is just fucking smashing me, and it's hurting my arm. And I get to this point in the second round where I was like, all right, either I'm going to just fucking hit the nos on it and just go and just smash this guy right away, or he's gonna break my arm with that left kick. So I just like put a combo on him and kneed a hole in his fucking face, and he dropped. And that shit was real as fuck. Like, he wasn't getting up for like 15 minutes. And I was like, oh hell yeah, that felt good.
Fucking right, bro.
Yeah.
Shit, is that the picture I saw where you're like all bruised up on the side of your Instagram and shit?
Yeah, that's that one. He fucked my right side of my body all up.
Man, dude, that's crazy. So, meaning to backtrack a little bit. So, do you think there was a big differential in that first month leading in your first fight as far as your skill set that you gained, or was it just kind of like just tuning in and going in, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. In the first month, there wasn't like a huge difference, but towards the end, I started to feel a difference. But it's kind of hard to it's hard to. I guess from my perspective, I guess you probably have to ask someone else, because for me, because it's hard for me to notice because I'm there every day doing it. So it's hard for me to notice. But I will say that even from like the people that I hit pads with here now, I'm training at this gym, Academy of Martial Arts in Pines, and my old trainer Mauricio, he trained me when I was 16. So I come back and forth with us who I train with when I come down here. And I was hitting pads with him a little while ago, hitting and throwing knees, and he was like fucking flying back on the knees. He's like, your knees got so much better. I didn't even really notice that, So I know my knees got better. I know my elbows got better. But in that first month, it's hard to say because, I mean, every time that first month when I fought, or that second month area, like I was so fucking nervous that when I went in there, I was just trying not to die. Like I was looking across the ring and I was like, holy shit! Like it was like that first week in Thailand, the first time where I was like shell shocked, and I was like, what everything's glowing. I'm in like this seedy ass bar in like Taipei Stadium in Chiang Mai, and I'm like, I'm looking around. I see like a lady boy with biceps walking around and shit. Like
biceps and titties.
It feels like I'm in a fucking movie right now. This is incredible, and I know that this is like the lowest level you could possibly fight on in the world, but it was still like the high level for me. Right.
Like is this Hangover 4 or something? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. So I got that first month it was hard to tell, but through the whole experience, the whole 6.5 months, my knees, my elbows got a whole lot better.
That's what's up. I mean, diving into that a little bit, like, so what was the experience like? You said you were nervous and shit, and the lights and all that. Like, walking in, like, how far away was the gym that you fought at, like, from the venue that you fought at? So did you have to travel a long way?
No. In Chiang Mai, there's like 3 stadiums that do regular fights. Okay. There's Loi Kro, it's like the Night Bazaar Stadium. Then there's Taipei Stadium, which is just maybe like a slightly bit more legit than that. Because Taipei Stadium, they don't do any show fights. Like they all the fights there are real. At Loi Kro, there's some show fights. Like there's some motherfuckers going in there just making a show out of it. Yeah. They're really good. They're really good at it though. So like you wouldn't be able to really guess right off the way. Like you'd be like, was that a real fight? I don't really know. They're really kicking each other in the head, but it seems a little dramatic. So
like the elbow looks real, but
yeah. But then there's Chiang Mai Stadium, which is nationally ranked. So when you fight at Chiang Mai Stadium, they know what your name. They know your name in Bangkok. Okay. So they start like looking at. And I fought there 3 times.
Nice.
I think 3 times. Yeah.
So what was that like going up, traveling from the gym? Do you have to cut weight for these fights?
I only weighed in twice, and I weighed in at 76 kilos, which is like what I walk at anyway. So.
Okay. Shit. So going up in the stadium, what was it like? Was there a locker room, back area? Like,
no.
Walk me through the whole experience. Shit. Like,
all right, I'll take it from the top. So the day of the fight. So the week of the fight, especially the first fight, you're like, what the fuck is gonna happen? I don't know what's gonna happen, right? The trainers, because there's no weigh-in, so you stop training before the fight, like later, When we fight here, we get the day before the day of the weigh, or the day before the weigh-in's off, right?
Yeah.
And then that day before that day is just real light, you
Yeah.
know, like stretching and shit. But in Thailand, they want you to come in the morning of the day before, the day that would be the weigh-ins. You know what I mean? So I'm fighting on Friday, so they want you to come in the morning on Thursday and work out.
Do another hard workout?
Not a hard workout. If they hold pads for you, it's only because you asked for it, and they still won't let you like hit very hard.
Oh, okay.
You know, they keep it pretty chill. No running. You know, and then you get a nice hard stretch, and then you rest until the fight.
Okay.
Get there. So fighting on Friday. This is, you know, a hypothetical fight.
Yeah.
Whatever. So fighting on Friday. Get there at the gym. You just hang out because we were there to train, so I had nothing else to do but to hang out at the gym anyway. So I just come hang out for training, not really do much, maybe stretch. I don't know. So go back, get showers because my girl was probably training. Get back to the gym around 8 o'clock. We're leaving probably 8:40 or something like that. We all show up at the gym and we hang around and bullshit and do whatever. All the trainers are getting wasted. They're drinking their Hong Kong whiskey and like drinking. And immediately I'm thinking like, if any of my trainers ever got drunk before I fucking fought in America, I would be so pissed. But all these motherfuckers are wasted and there's nothing I can do about it, you know?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But, you know, they weren't like wasted, but they were definitely drunk.
Right, we're going to enjoy tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they do that shit so often, you know?
True,
They
another
fights
day.
every day of the week, so. So yeah, get there, you hang out for a little while, you bullshit, and then y'all jump in the back of a truck and you drive like maybe 2 miles.
Okay.
You know, it's pretty close. But 2 miles in Chiang Mai takes like 20 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Because the roads are just terrible.
Yeah.
Get there, you know, you park and then you get in. The whole the ride to the gym is always something, or the ride to the venue is always something that I remember because you're sitting back of this truck riding through Chiang Mai with like 4 or 5 people in the truck and it's like I'm about to fucking fight in Thailand, you know. Get there, check in with the promoter, and then you just go and there's not like a locker room. There's just like an area of the mats in the back because the venue does like, you know, day training and stuff for like tourists and stuff. So you go where that area is and you just sit down and wait. At Taipei Stadium, you're always, if you're a foreigner, you're always gonna fight last. So you wait until like 11:30 to fight or something like that, probably. So you sit down. There's no warm up, which always drove me nuts because I'm used to hitting pads before fights.
Yeah.
None of that. They lay you down. They give you a little Thai rub down. You know, you get changed. They lay you down, give you the rub down. Naman Muay Thai oil all over. Vaseline. You know, so you're all greased up like GSP. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
GSP.
yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, right.
And you're just standing around and then shadow box a little bit, you get loose, and then they just tell you to chill. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where's the pad work at?
I
I'm
gotta
like,
be sweating, bro. Like,
yeah, like I gotta get my first wind out before I get in there. You know?
yeah.
And they're like, no, first 2 rounds you warm up. I'm like, no, first 2 rounds I'm gonna knock them out. I need to warm up now, you know.
Yeah.
But they don't like that shit there. You know, they want the fight to go to the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. So that's the first 2 rounds don't really even get scored for most of the fights. So
That's a little crazy. I was going to end up asking you about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
no, yeah. So they do the rub down. You wait and you chill for a little while. I hit the bag once and they were freaking out. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm fucking getting warm, man.
Yeah.
And then,
No.
yeah, so they do at Taipei. They do. It's usually like 7 fights, and like the 6th fight happens, and they do like a show fight. Or usually blind boxing, so they get like 5 or 6 like foreigners in the ring.
Blindfold him?
Yeah, and they blindfold them. They put gloves on them, and they just like make a show out of it. It's hilarious.
Throwing head kicks and shit or no?
Oh no, they're just slapping. There's dudes that don't know what they're doing.
Oh,
so
okay,
they're just
okay,
like
okay.
they do dumb shit. No one ever gets hurt.
Gotcha.
Then you get ready, you get in there, and you know it's game on. Then you watch the dude do his little dance, and you know got the Y crew and the Ramboy. And I never did one, but
Yeah?
yeah, I mean if my trainer asked me to, I would, because but you know
It's like,
just
bro,
never-
that ain't me.
it's not my culture.
Yeah.
So I've always felt like it's not my culture. I'm not gonna pretend like it is. I'm here to fight, and I'll do any. And if you know, it's the Y crew is like it's like a representation of your trainer. It's like a respect thing.
Yeah.
So if my trainer asked me to do it, I would do it. But he never asked me to do it, so
Okay, shit.
so I didn't.
So what was it like? I mean, walking out into the ring and like, cause you said on the way in the bus, you're like, "Fuck, I'm about to fight in Thailand." I'm sure walking to the ring, you're like, "Fuck, I'm about to fight in Thailand." Like,
My brain's off by then.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So they put as soon as they put the gloves on, I'm like, all right, I'm in kill mode now.
Okay.
By the time I'm walking to the ring, there's some reassurances going on in my head. Like, I'm ready to do this. I'm gonna fuck this guy up. Like, this guy can't fucking touch me. Fuck this guy, you know?
Yeah.
And I get like a little angry, and then I get in the ring and I have to calm myself down, because if I fight angry, then I'm gonna get tired real quick.
Yeah.
So I'm always in the corner, like, fuck this guy. Like, I'm looking at him like, fuck your stupid fucking face. Fuck. All right, calm down. And I take it back a notch, you know.
Got reeled back.
Calm it down.
Yeah.
And I seal the ring, and we get there and we start off, and you know, the fun part about Muay Thai in Thailand is that you touch a glove, you can be pretty confident that they're gonna wait around for you for a second, which is fun because you don't have to worry about an overly aggressive person right away, which is always hard to deal with, you know.
Yeah.
So like I touch his glove and we do this for a second, and we kind of like, you know,
like we're starting the game.
Yeah, and we kind of do this and see who's gonna throw first and show their hand first, you know, and you kind of play the game a little bit, and then give it, like I always say, in my head I'm always trying to count 30, like I'm always trying to give it 30 seconds and then start unloading, but in my head I always do it. I always get to 30, but whenever I watch a video, it's like 7 seconds or something, like 12 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. Or I'm like 12 real seconds before I'm like unloading my hardest right hand on him. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's fun to fight because if you want to, you can play that game, and you can try to, like, you can do it the Thai way and you can try it, but you know, there's no money in Muay Thai. So if you're gonna try to do it the Thai way, you better be ready to do 150 fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Like,
I'm trying to do it the
get in,
American
get out.
way because I want to make some money eventually.
Yeah.
So I come over here, you know, people are gonna look at the fights. They're gonna judge you on your record, basically.
Right.
So, you know, I came out 6-3 with 5 knockouts, but if I came out 6-3 with 0 knockouts, that would almost be worse, you know, like than if I had a losing record, because it's like, all right, yeah, he's got 6 wins, but they all went to decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to look for that knockout as soon as you can. And
in Thailand, do they judge it like that, or it doesn't even matter?
No.
It's just fucking who gets the first 100 wins? Like what?
Yeah, or something. I mean, I think they like knockouts too, but I just think they prefer them to happen later in the fight.
Okay.
Because it's like, I mean, I guess they kind of look at it as almost like a cop-out if you get an early knockout. It's like, oh, you didn't even get to see what he had.
Yeah, it could have been a fluke.
Yeah,
like
it could have been a fluke.
Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo type shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But for me, like, I want to be the first person to get the knock. Like, I don't want to get knocked out, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like the most time that happens between bell to bell, the more of a chance you give him of getting that lucky shot in or tricking you with the kick and actually coming in with the elbow and cutting you so you can't fight again in another week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my whole deal was get in there, get out of there without any injuries so you can get in there again next week, because I knew that it was going to take, like, I thought going in I was going to have 10 fights before they actually even got me a real fight.
Okay.
You know, so I wanted to get the fights rolling. But when I got there, they were telling me, you know, with that second fight, automatically I'm in there and I'm fucking fighting a guy that's trying to kill me. So, you know, it happened for me sooner than I thought, but I think that's also because I'm better than I think I am.
Okay.
And they saw it and they're like, okay, we can give him a real fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah.
Shoot. So, back to the little, like, the tempo shit, the game that you were talking about. You're playing the bat, you know, put your foot in the round a little bit the first round or two. Is that something that your coaches were trying to teach you over there? Like, maybe like the Muay Thai way? Like, yo, we chilled the first 1 and 2 rounds, and then, like, we tried to get the betting going on, and then we try to get, you know, the rounds later on. Like, were they trying to, you know, get that into you? Like, why do the Muay Thai, you know, Thai community do that?
I think they would have probably liked it if I did that.
Okay.
But I think they're not so rigid, like I was saying earlier. Like, they wanted me to do me.
Okay.
Because they knew that I had good hands. I came in with boxing, you know, because that's what I can get good at in America. You know what I mean? So I came in with good hands. So my coach would tell me, use the combo, do the combos, use your hands because that's your best weapon. But put the kick on the end of it so you get those points.
Right.
You know, and you know that's what we get coached here too. But it's just not the same.
Yeah. Just not enough emphasis on it.
Yeah. So he's like, just, you know, bang bang bang. Yeah, that's what I would hear in the corner. Bang 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 kick, bang 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 kick with that hand gesture they use.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, they wanted me to do it my way, and they knew that I was just like, I mean, I'm just too nervous to be trying to wait to the third round to actually start fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dad, I'm trying to fight right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, you brought the dog to the battle, let him out of the cage.
Yeah, I mean, I tried it, like, in the one fight that I went to decision, like, I went out, I still, you know, I don't know, man. I started the fucking jab leg kick, like, the first second of the fight, so I can't even say I did that. But I mean, I in my head I was trying to take it back a notch and do the Thai thing and play the game with him, but I just don't. This is not me. Like I just can't do it. That's not like when fighting is sort of an expression of yourself, and I can't be going there trying to do something that I'm not comfortable with.
Oh yeah. Fuck that. So we got to the second fight, and now you're 2-0 at that point, right? Because you knocked him out with the knee, and you knocked him out in that first fight. So I mean, going in, are you feeling good about yourself? I mean, you just knocked out Mad Dog, right?
Crazy Dog, yeah.
Crazy dog. That's what it is. Shit.
Yeah.
So like,
Maba's a nice guy too. He's always real sweet to me. That guy was super nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, man, you're not too bad.
Yeah, like we'd hang out. Like I hung out with him a couple of times.
Oh shit.
It was pretty cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So like after that, how long after your second fight, and because you said they stepped you up pretty quick, how long after that did you fight again?
Yeah, so I don't remember the dates, but I know that the third fight was on like the 18th or the 19th. I just said I don't remember, but yeah, something like that. And the second fight was on like the 5th or some shit. Say. I don't know. There was 15 to 18 days between my second and my third fight.
All right.
The third fight, this is one of my favorite stories to tell.
Oh,
because,
do tell.
Because I think it's fucking hilarious, and it's also the worst nightmare of most fighters.
All right.
So they gave me this fight, and these fights don't happen very often in Thailand. This is like they were calling it a festival fight because they didn't know the English to actually term it. Yeah. But what it is Buakaw Porpramuk, or Buakaw Banchamek now, you know who he is? He's like the most famous Thai fighter in the world, right? Him and Sanchai. Mm-hmm. He has a promotion that he runs around Thailand doing and stuff like that. So they came into Chiang Mai and they went to this bar, Warm Up Cafe, and they were going to do it. So it was a one-night event deal, just like they do all the fights here. You go to a bar, you go to Tootsie's or whatever, and they throw the event for that one night. Okay. Which is pretty atypical because Taipei Stadium and Loi Kro and Chiang Mai Stadium, they all that's their full-time job. They throw fights every night. Yeah. So my trainers were all like hyped that I was doing really well, and so they throw me in there. They're like, yeah, and they did like this web promo. So I'm on like this web promo. I was in this magazine. I was like, shit, I'm getting a real fight in that, right? Turns out I'm fighting one of Buakao's students, Sammy Banchamek. So I was like, hell yeah, this is gonna be a fucking fight. This is what I'm here for. I'm super excited for it. I got in pretty good shape for it. I'm rolling up to the event and I see the guy, and the guy is way bigger than my other opponents. But in my head, he's probably bigger than me. But in my head, I'm thinking he's way bigger because you know how the nerves go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you said you only weighed in a couple times, right?
Yeah, we didn't even weigh in for that one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I don't know how heavy he was, but I'm sure he was around the same weight as me.
Yeah.
So I didn't think he was too big or anything like that. And we got in there and we start fighting, and so I start off, and we get going, and I jab him, and then he front kicks me, and I shit my pants. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh shit. Yeah. Literally. Oh shit. Yeah. Literally. So I over exaggerated a little bit. It was more like a shark. Nothing came out, but it was but I knew. So I got this little shark stain in my pants, right? And I'm looking down, and the ring's white. Oh, so man. I'm so and I reacted because I shit my I wasn't hurt, but I reacted because I shit my pants, and I was looking at my legs, so they start counting me an 8 count. Because I was I reacted so hard.
Yeah, because they were like, what the fuck is wrong with this
But
kid?
I was actually real happy about that 8 count because I needed time to check to see if it was running down my legs, and if it was all over the place, right? But it wasn't. Man. I was good, and I didn't feel it coming out, so I was good. I was trying to get my head back into it, and that's a big distraction when you're fighting someone. Though.
Dude, I can only imagine, bro. Shit, especially a distraction when you're driving down the road and it happens to you. Let alone if you're in fucking rig in Thailand fighting both guys fucking student.
So I get going, and he immediately starts chopping my leg. And it was the hardest leg kick I've ever taken in my fucking life, right?
It's thuds.
It switches my stance. I catch him with a lead hook from the southpaw, and then I start coming with some stuff. I had some pretty good moments. I actually swept him once. And it was funny because at the moment I swept him, I looked up in the rafters and I caught eyes with Buakaw. And I was like, this is my fucking life right now. You know what I mean? I loved it. And I swept when we got back up, and we start trading a little bit. He's hurting my leg every time he throws it. And it was actually one point I checked the leg kick, and it hurt worse than taking it. So it stopped me from checking it, which was a terrible idea. Because even though it might have hurt worse than taking it, it was also hurting him. Yeah. So I should have kept, that's the lessons you learn in retrospect. But, so I'm moving around the ring, and I catch him with a hook and I wobble him. And I was like, hell yeah. So I start moving on him, but I can't really get anything off. And then he comes back in and just starts chopping my leg. He drops me once with the leg kick. They start counting another 8. And then he drops me again in the corner in the third round. Or in the third, they just stopped it right there in the first round. And I was devastated. I was so upset because I still feel like in my heart that I can beat that guy.
Yeah.
Of course I feel that way because I'm a fighter, right? But
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
but I really, like, even outside of that, trying to be whatever, I still feel like I can beat that guy. I want to fight him again. But, so I'm devastated. They bring me out the ring. I'm in the back, and I'm just, like, I'm moping around, feeling bad for myself. And my girlfriend's sitting right there next to me. And I look over to her, and I was like, you want to know something funny? She's like, well, I'm like, I shit myself in, like, the first 10 seconds of the fight. and we both just start hysterically laughing. And that makes it okay now. Like,
yeah.
At least I can enjoy it. Like, there's something about it I can enjoy now. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So we're all laughing, and all the trainers are around us, just like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He just got brutally leg kicked into a TKO done, and he's laughing about it. Yeah. You know? Man, it's still one of my fondest experiences over there, even though I lost the fight.
Dude, that's fucking gnarly. Yo, imagine if it was driven down your leg, you do like a head kick and just flattened him in the face. Oh, no. That'd be so gnarly.
Yeah, no, I was real distracted with it because as we were like moving around the ring, I had this thought in my head, like, because there's people right up on the ring watching, right? And they had drinks and everything, you know?
Yeah.
And I had this thought in my head that I was like, oh no, I hope none of this shit comes out of my shit into my pants, into their drink, you know? Like, I kept thinking about it in the fight, and I just couldn't get out of my head. Like, fuck.
Oh, man.
I couldn't get over the embarrassment of it coming out of the shorts. You know what I mean?
Yo, at least you weren't wearing white shorts, right?
Oh, hell yeah. I was gonna actually. I had white shorts with me, but the event gave me white shorts, or the event gave me shorts to wear. They were black.
Oh,
so,
shit.
Thank God the event gave me black shorts to wear.
Gosh, damn, bro. Oh,
yeah.
man, that was so bad.
Yeah.
Shit. So, fuck, after that, you got your first loss. Like, how did you reflect after that? Like, what was your mindset after that? I mean, you were laughing your dick off because you shit your pants. So, what was the next move?
Yeah, so I took it back a notch. You know, I started off real heavy, so I wanted to make sure that because my leg was so, like, swollen and gnarly after that.
Yeah.
That night I couldn't sleep. I had to crawl to the bathroom. Like, I couldn't sleep. It was, like, throbbing so hard.
Shit.
So, and I couldn't walk for like a week probably. Like I getting back to running maybe 2 weeks later, you know?
Oh shit.
So it was like for a little while I was, you know, my mind gets a little anxious and I get a little carried away in my thoughts, but I was thinking, fuck man, I hope I don't have a little crack in my femur.
Yeah.
Like something wrong with my knee or something like that. I've always had trouble with my knee anyway. So to get like leg kicked, fuck, you know, and then all of a sudden it starts coming out. Now I have a pretty obvious hole in my game. You know what I mean? Like I need to fix it. You know what I mean? Which I ended up fixing. I cannot be leg kicked now. But, you know, it was a learning experience. But, you know, it was probably maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks after that I was running and training again. And then I think it was about another month until I fought again. And then I fought at Chiang Mai Stadium and I won the decision. That's the decision fight that I had.
Okay.
Which is, that motherfucker is another, he was a fat dude. So I was like, okay, he's fat and short. I'm probably going to knock him out. So I was winning there, and I'm like, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out right away. And, I fucking flying kneed this guy in the chin. I caught him with overhand elbows, like 4-punch combination, head kick, all land, still nothing. Not even a wobble.
Fucking tank for a head.
Yeah, so I was I just couldn't get him out of there. And he was also real good at keeping me, like just distance. Like a centimeter outside of, like, actual, like, mayhem, you know? So... You know, he was real good at just keeping me just right outside that knockout. But I got the decision. Nice. So I won a decision in Thailand. I guess that's something to be said for that.
Boom. Decision and 4 knockouts. So.
Yeah, 5.
My bad. Shit.
Yeah, 5. I'm
Damn.
excited about that.
So how long between fights did you have your second bout with the second fighter that you fought?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, so I had a rematch with him. That was, it was like my 7th. No, that was like my 6th fight. Yeah, so, you know, I had the 4th fight, and then so the 5th fight, I fought a guy that was Northern Thailand champion.
Oh shit!
But when he was younger, so he was like old and fat and had a kid now. You know what I'm saying? But he was still really good. You know, like skill wise, he was still really good. Like it was real hard to get a nice solid kick on him because he was leaning back real hard on me. I caught him with the shot that I didn't even think was gonna do any damage, and I dropped him. I just like. Got a little rhythm going. I got a little jab across and then a hook cross and I 1-2, 1-2, and that final 2 just dropped him. Yeah, and I was surprised by
it.
it.
Instagram, and he just kind of like crippled back and bop.
Yeah, it dropped him, and I was like, hell yeah. Fuck yeah. And then he came back at me, and I caught him with an overhand elbow.
Oh, shit.
Which was like, I mean, it was like the nastiest, you know, it was the ugliest overhand elbow I could throw because I had never thrown elbows really. So, in competition anyway. So, like, I brought it all the way back from, Florida. Threw it in like a low-flying bald eagle. Caught him right in the chin.
Throwing a snowball at him.
Yeah, but it caught him, and he dropped. So, you know, I got my knockout out of it. And then after that fight, I had the Maba rematch.
So what set that up anyway? Did he want the rematch or like what?
I don't know. You know, I don't think so because I fucking need him in the face in the first one. He didn't get up for 5 or 10 minutes. But you know, I think that he's just gonna take the fight. You know, like if they're like, hey, you want to fight this dude again? He's just fuck it, yeah, whatever. They're gonna get paid, win or loss, right?
Okay,
so, at the level I was fighting at over there, you know, I'm not like, you know, there's not like shit talk and banter going back and forth. I'm like, does he really want to fight him again? Like none of that's really happening, you know. But you know, he was he came or they said that I was actually the day that they said that I was gonna fight him. I saw the poster and there was another guy, which was a trainer at another gym over there who I'd trained with once the first time I was there. Okay. And that guy was like my size. He was fucking jacked. He looked like he was a real good fighter. And his specialty was fucking dropping foreigners with leg kicks.
Why foreigners?
Well, because that's how those dudes like make money. You know what I mean? Like they fight at there's like the certain batch of dudes that they always call like the usual suspects. Like you'll fight a foreigner, you'll fight foreigners.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So. And his specialty was dropping foreigners with leg kicks. I had 2 friends there that fought him and got dropped with leg kicks.
Oh, shit.
So I was a little nervous. I was like, oh, shit, this guy's going to fucking try to tear me up. Let's see if the training's paying off, you know? But it actually ended up not being him.
Oh, okay.
And then I didn't find out until like an hour before the fight that I was rematching Maba. But then when I got in there.
Also, it's a fill-in.
Yeah, it was basically fill-in. Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, but, you know, I show up. I can't, you know, he's a southpaw, so your main weapon against southpaw would be your right kick if you're an orthodox fighter like I am. Right. And I had staph on my right kick. You guys still have a scar from it right here.
Shit.
Right on the right, like at where you want the kick to land.
Right, staff's a motherfucker.
Yeah, it was gnarly too. It was there forever. So I wasn't really trying to throw the right kick. I wasn't afraid to do it.
Why not? Chemical warfare, bro.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I didn't want to make it any worse. You know?
True,
I wanted that staph to heal up so I could get my right kick back.
Yeah.
But, you know, I still threw it a couple times. But it was also from the fight with the Northern Thailand champion that I had before that, the whole instep of my foot was just, like, demolished. And that's where I think I got the staph from, too.
Oh, shit.
So, like, the whole instep of my foot was, like, I checked a kick in that Maba fight. Just a little check. It was, like, caught his toes on it, and it dropped me. Like, I pretended like it was, like, my balance.
Yeah,
you know, so I just got right back up, you know?
Yeah.
But it was, like, all right, I can't throw the right kick.
Yeah.
So he was probably whooping my ass harder in that fight than he did in the first fight with that left kick. Just bang, bang. He moves in. So he does this thing where he's a southpaw. So he does this thing where he steps his rear leg or his left leg over, like, into an orthodox stance. It's like a shift, you know what I mean? Like a boxing shift.
Yeah.
So he'll step over, and it looks like he's kicking, but then he'll step over and he'll throw the elbow. So he'll get you thinking he's going to kick, and then he throws the elbow on top.
Yeah.
So he did it, and he caught me right here. He cut me, actually. And, oh, no, it was right here. And, yeah, so he cuts me with the elbow. And then, but when he cut me with the elbow, like, I saw his move and what he did, and I was like, oh. As soon as he sees that I'm cut, he's going to do that shit again. So I saw my shot. Like, I knew the knee was going to land. So he slides in again on me, same way, and I just leaned back and threw a knee, and I fucking went straight through him.
Oh,
he dropped like a sack of potatoes right there on the spot, popped his rib.
That's what, you had that video. If you guys haven't checked it, you guys haven't checked out Muay Thai Joe, right? Is your Instagram account?
Muay Thai Joe, yeah.
Yo, he has the highlight of it right there. I didn't realize that was the fight you're talking about, but bro, that knee was fucking vicious. It almost went through his spine.
Dude,
like,
it was awesome.
Bro.
It felt so good.
Bro, I love those check knees because he came in, he even threw it.
Yeah.
He even threw it when he stepped in on it. Like, he was like,
I just leaned back a little bit.
Yeah. He, like, put his hands up, like, oh, come on. He went in.
He pointed at it. That's what they'll do when they cut you. Like, they'll cut you, and they want the ref to, like, stop and get because there's a chance that they might stop the fight.
Okay.
So, like, they'll point at it and be like, ref, come fucking check this cutout. You know what I mean? Even though it's on top of my head, it's nowhere near my eyes. So, like, he pointed at it, and then when he came in again, I'm like, oh, quite clearly this motherfucker's going to try to elbow me again.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. So I just leaned back and sent that knee flying.
Yeah. Shit, because I thought he was talking shit like, yeah, what up, bitch, I'm about to throw it again. And then, bah, you just dropped him.
Man, I wish that was the case. He's too nice of a guy for that, though.
Yeah. Shoot, that's gnarly, man. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's a hell of a highlight. Yo, so after that, I mean, how'd you... Oh, I thought it was funny, too, because your Instagram picture almost looked identical both your fights.
Yeah, my right arm was all fucked up after that, too, and I compared them. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. But, like, after that shit, so, like... Now you're like what, 3.5 months in the time? No, 4 months probably now after that fight, right? 'Cause you were there about 6 months.
Yeah, that's probably about 3 or 4 months in here. I'd imagine that.
Okay, so what was like the final? Like, did you know that you would be leaving at the 6.5 month mark, or you were just going out however far you could go at the time, and then whatever?
Yeah, so we took it. Yeah, we knew.
Okay,
we knew it. We knew ahead of time. We sat down one day with our finances and everything, and we calculated that we're probably gonna make it to like December.
Okay.
So then we started looking for flights, and we found a flight on November 17th that was like half the fucking price of every other flight. So I just put it on the watch list, and I just kept track of it because I figured, what if, like, my girlfriend's the more realistic one. She's like, no, we're gonna have to fucking leave. We're gonna run out of money. Like, we need to get back and have enough money to pay for rent and down, or like first month, last month's and security deposit and all that. So we're gonna need some money when we get home. Yeah. And I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'll go home with zero. I don't care. I'll max out a credit card to do that shit. I don't give a fuck. This is my dream.
We good, girl.
Yeah. But she keeps me. I'm glad I listened to her, because I'd be all kinds of fucked right now if I didn't.
So, like, the last 2 months, then, since you're a little bit aware that you're going to be going, like, how did you dial in, or did you even dial in even more, being like, all right, I got 2 months left, I got to soak it in, is that what it was like? And, like, what was the last couple months and the last couple fights like?
Yeah, as soon as we decided that we were probably going to have to leave mid-November, I started getting, like, I woke up, I had a recurring dream while I was over there. I'd wake up, or I'd be in my dream, and I'd be back here. And then I'd wake up and see that I was still in Thailand and be like relieved, like, oh, I'm still here. Okay, fuck yeah, I still got time to get another couple fights in. Yeah. So I was really trying to push right there at the end. Like, I really wanted to get as many fights as possible, because I was real upset about leaving. Like, I would go back to Thailand tomorrow. I fucking loved it there. It's a beautiful country. I would love to go back there and fight again. It would be, and I will too eventually, as soon as the money comes back. But you just gotta get a job and do it. Yeah. So yeah, so after we figured out that we were probably going to leave, that's when I got in probably the sickest shape that I was in while I was over there. I had a little bit of time where I was letting my right leg heal. I'm gonna let this guy drive by.
Yeah. Fucking up our session, bro.
Yeah. So I was a little bit of time. I was trying to let my right leg heal. I gave it I was still running and everything, keeping in shape, but I wanted to get my weight down, because one of the things that I was struggling with while I was over there was getting my weight like as low as I get it here, because we weren't choosing what we were eating for breakfast and dinner. And most of the time when I'm here, after my workout at night, I only have protein. Like, I'll just have a protein shake and go to bed. Yeah. And that's how I lose weight the quickest. But over there, it's like, if you only choose to get the chicken and put it on your plate, and you're like sitting there eat it, you gotta like hide it and make sure like no one sees it, because they'll be like, why aren't you getting rice? You need power tomorrow morning. No power. And I'm like, bitch, I don't need that fucking rice. Just give me a piece of bread or something. Fuck that rice. But so I focused on just getting my weight down, and I did. Maybe like I don't know. It was a little while. I was letting it heal, and then to fight again, and then all of a sudden my trainer starts talking about title fights. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a Thai belt. This is gonna be sick. Yeah, I'll fucking fight for a title any time you want. You got a title fight. I'm taking that shit.
Damn straight.
He was actually talking to me the week that after the Maba fight. And he starts talking about title fights, and my leg was still fucked up. But he's like, how long until your leg better? How long until your leg better? And I was like, why? He's like, title, type A title. And I was like, my leg's better right now. Right? Set that shit up, Shit. But he knew better than that. He waited for a little while, and then I fought this dude that came in from out of town, from Uttaradit. I think that Uttaradit. That's how you pronounce it.
Okay. Uttaradit.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he was a nasty looking motherfucker. Like, I was looking at him like, ooh, this guy's gonna be tough. Like, I was a little intimidated. Yeah.
Oh shit.
First fight I had to weigh in for too.
Oh okay. What? How much you had to cut?
I had to cut 2 kilos. So I was at 75 kilos for the weigh-in, and I was 77 the day before.
Okay, shit. Kilos, 3 pounds a kilo.
It's like 4.5 pounds.
Okay.
It's like 4.5 pounds for 2 kilos. It's 2.2.
Okay. Not much. A little jog.
Yeah, it's nothing much. I went and found a sauna. Just sat in the sauna for a little while. Yeah, just chilled out and got it all out. It's easy cut.
Nice.
Woke up in the morning, went and go weigh. The weigh-in's the day of the fight, though.
Oh,
so that's the difference. At least at that level. Went and saw him. Had a big, nice cauliflower ear. And I was like, shit, if you're a Muay Thai fighter and you got cauliflower ear, that means you like to clinch. You know, so I knew, and I hate clinching. That's like my number one thing. I'm trying to stay out of the clinch.
Yeah.
And I cut really easy. So like if I'm in the clinch, I'm gonna catch an elbow or something.
I think it's our complexion, bro. I don't know.
It's, I guess just white people in general. You know, like I noticed that a lot of white people cut easy. Like Nate Diaz cuts easy as fuck.
Yeah,
you know?
bro. Like I don't know what it is, man, but shit.
Yeah. So I fought him, and I mean, the fight actually turned out to be a lot easier than I thought it would be. Like we got there, and I was like a little nervous for it because it was Taipei Stadium title, and even though it's not the most prestigious belt, it'd be the first belt I ever won.
So belt.
Yeah. So I went and I caught him. I started moving, and I noticed that, or actually, my girlfriend noticed it. Like in the video, you can hear she's like body, 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 and I'm like, oh, all right, I'm gonna catch him with that liver, and I caught him with a couple combos, and then I came in with like a jab and liver shot, right? And like rechambered it, and I caught him so clean with that liver, but it didn't drop him. So then I came in with the hook cross liver, and it didn't really work. Or no, that's the cross liver, and it didn't really work so well. So I changed it and came with the hook cross and the liver shot, and it just, that one's on Instagram too actually, and it just went straight fucking through him, and he just drops with this like blank expression on his face, like oh, you know what I'm saying? And boom, first round knockout, liver shot. Taipei Stadium champion, 75 kilos. You know what I mean?
Fucking right.
You know, it might not be the most prestigious belt known to man, but it's some like.
The lights were a little bit brighter after that.
Yeah. And it was, you know, I could tell some people in America it's like some indecipherable Thai word that, you know, people think I'm a champion of the world now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually, I got to make sure that I tell people to bring it back a notch. It's just like a tourist
chill
belt,
a little bit,
essential.
but it's more belts than you got. But chill a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Still respect me.
Yeah.
But it's not that big a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up though. Shit. Fucking what you said? Taipei what?
Taipei Stadium champion.
Taipei Stadium champion.
Yeah.
Fucking right, bro.
Simon Marcus has that belt too.
Really?
Yeah. It's like it's still on his Wikipedia. Like he has it listed.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
Like, fucking all right. Well, I'll be in the same category as Simon Marcus, I guess.
Yeah, hell yeah. If you guys don't know who Simon Marcus is, you better check him out. Yo.
Yeah, Simon Marcus Glory. Legend. Watch Simon Marcus versus Joe Schilling in Lion Fight, and then watch Simon Marcus versus Joe Schilling in Glory.
Two killer bouts, man.
Yeah.
But shit, man. So now you're the Pad Thai Stadium champion.
Pad Thai. Yeah, basically.
That's my favorite dish.
Yeah, basically Pad Thai Stadium champion. We were calling it the KFC belt while we were over there.
Oh, really?
KFC Stadium champion. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. But yeah, my bad. But after that, so what was next for you after that fight?
Okay, so 4 days later, I had another fight. It was another title for Chiang Mai Stadium, and this was like a bigger deal because Chiang Mai Stadium is national.
Yo, wait. Is this kind of like Pokemon Go? You just go to different gyms and collect the.
Yeah, right. Basically, they told me beforehand too. I had a fight scheduled for like okay, I think I do remember these dates. I had a fight scheduled for the 12th and the 25th, and then they were like, "But Taipei Stadium, you get 17," and I was like, "So I'll do 12, 17, and 25. I don't care. Do it. Put them on the board."
Yeah.
And they said, no, we moved 12 to 17. So I was like, okay, we moved 12 to 17. Now 17 will fight for Taipei Stadium champion. Then they were like, okay, Chiang Mai Stadium, but now he's like trying to rectify dates because he's like, but I also want you to fight for the Chiang Mai Stadium belt. That's going to be on the 19th. So I was like, all right, well, fucking do it. I don't care. Just change the 25th, or I'll fight all three, whatever you want. You know, I want to fight for those belts, so that's the priority. So they're like, okay, you sure you can do it? And I was like, hell yeah, I can do it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So I fought the 17th and then the 19th. So I guess on paper this 2 days or no. It was
like 1.5.
It was 21st. It was the 21st. That's what it was. It was Thursday and a Monday, and So and I got cut in the Taipei Stadium championship belt or match. He caught me with like an elbow. It's like the only thing he hit me with in a fight. But it was like I got a little tiny cut right here, and I remember my trainer. I was getting stitched up in the stadium, and my trainer's like, do a good job. Like, make sure you can't really see that shit. We're fighting again on Monday,
Yeah.
So I did a pretty good job, and they let me fight on Monday with it. It's just like 3 stitches. It wasn't a really big deal.
Nice.
And then, so I'm fighting on Chiang Mai Stadium, and it's the first time I fought a foreigner in Thailand. I fought this Italian guy, Andrea Massini. And I'd never known anything about him. Like, I didn't know who it was. I just, fuck it, I'll fight him.
Yeah.
He looked like a bit smaller than me, so I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to fight a smaller guy. I'm going to knock this guy out. Fuck this guy, Pretty respectful at the weigh-in. I had weighed 70, 75 kilos, 76 kilos or something like that for him. Didn't have to cut any weight. Oh, okay. So I fucked the story up a little bit. So I had sat in the sauna for the Italian guy,
Okay.
but I didn't have to cut any weight for the Taipei Stadium belt fight because I got sick and I had fucking diarrhea and puking all day the day before.
Oh shit.
So I was like,
Was this like residual from when you shit your pants, or?
no, it was probably the same shit. It was probably the same shit, honestly. But I mean, whatever it was, I had like a stomach flu for that day.
Yeah.
And like that night, I was like, all right, let me go see how much weight I have to cut, even though I'm sick. And I sat on the scale, and I was like, hell yeah, fucking diarrhea got me there. You know?
Right, we're ready to go.
Yeah. So overall theme of Thailand, I guess, shitting too much.
It's the white rice.
Yeah.
The white rice. Shit.
Yeah, I fought that guy, Italian guy, Chiang Mai Stadium, Monday. I'm fighting him, and I just start lighting him up right away. Like, catch him with overhand, then I catch him with like a 5-punch combination. I catch him with a kick. He moves into me. I catch him with the switch kick. I catch him with the front kick. I'm just lighting this dude up. And I push him up against the ropes, and I peeled his arm back, cut him with the overhand elbow. Like, I was lighting him up. I was having a good time with it. And then he steps to the outside of my left knee and tries to sweep me over it, and I hear 2 pops in my knee.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I think I played it pretty cool. After I freaked out, because like right away I screamed. I was you know.
Oh shit.
And then I just got it right back together, and I just like I defended a couple of things, and I started moving, and I realized that I couldn't move laterally anymore.
Oh.
And my lateral motion was totally done. So I was like, okay, there's something wrong with my knee. I need to get over that. But so when there was something wrong with my knee, what it did is it actually forced me to put more weight on my lead leg, my knee, because with more weight on it, if he's gonna kick it, it's more stable.
Right.
You know, so I didn't want to be up on my toe, because if he kicked it and my ankle came out from under it, it would hurt a lot more. You know, especially if the inside leg kick, which forced my knee to go to the inside, because where it popped was my MCL, which is the inside tendon right here.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, and it wasn't like a bad injury. I don't need surgery or nothing like that, but it still hurts, like to this day.
Yeah.
And so I got lower. And as soon as I got lower, I got more weight on that lead leg. He starts throwing the leg kick, which didn't really hurt that bad, actually. He didn't have like a super powerful leg kick. But it forced my head to come forward because I had to put the weight forward on it. And as my head came forward, that's when it opened up his elbows. So he came in and he caught me with the elbow. That cut me right here first, which was pretty bad. I was bleeding directly into my eye, but that wasn't enough for them to stop it. So then I catch him with a couple other things. I get into, basically I'm in like panic mode now because I'm worried about my knee. And now I'm cut. So I'm like, okay, I'm moving. I start throwing the right kick. I couldn't throw the right kick because of the staff.
Oh shit.
So that still fucked me up.
Yeah.
So I didn't have my right kick, but I ended up throwing it anyway. And I told my girlfriend that before the fight, I was like, you see me throwing the right kick, that means I'm in panic mode. And I need to throw that shit. So I start throwing the right kick, and I'm in panic mode. And then he comes in, and I'm leaning forward, and he catches me with this nice straight on elbow right here. See this guy?
Oh shit. Yeah.
So a couple.
It's like a nice little 1.5-inch gash on his forehead.
Oh yeah,
well, scar.
Shit's gnarly. There's a picture on Instagram of it too.
Little Harry Potter-ish.
Yeah, yeah. It's the second one I've had actually. There's one right here that I had like way back in the day.
Oh shit! One more and going across, you have the Thunderbolt.
Yeah, exactly. So they stopped the fight because of the cuts.
Yeah, and that was the one where you were like, "Wow, what the fuck?"
Yeah,
like,
I was freaking out.
Yeah.
And that was 24 stitches from that fight.
Fuck.
Yeah, 24.
So you were in remission for a minute then, huh?
Yeah, I had to take some time off after that. I only had one more fight in Thailand after that.
Okay, shit. So what was that gap like? What's the medical shit like over there? Like, is there even a rehab? Or they're like, no, go stand in some rice. Like,
yeah, basically. You know? I mean, this is so another one of the fun stories that I like to tell is I was getting stitched on the top of my head after the Maba rematch. Yeah. And I was getting stitched, and my girlfriend's sitting there. And, you know, she's like a scientist. Like, she's actually a fucking real scientist.
Oh, shit.
You know what
Nice.
I mean? So she looks at things in a more analytical way than I do.
Yeah.
So she's noticing things. And then she looks up at the she's like, oh, that Ty's got blue eyes. That's weird. And then she realizes that this bitch has cataracts. So I'm in the back of the shady I'm in this shady fucking stadium. And I got a doctor stitching the top of my head with fucking cataracts.
Dude.
Like, you know he can't see shit. He's just doing it on feel or something.
Right,
you know
he's just fucking reading it like Braille. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, she did a good job, though, so I can't complain. You know?
Oh, shit. Fucking does it every day, probably. Fucking, yeah, damn.
So after the Italian dude fight, when I had to get the 23 stitches, we went back into that same room, and they're like, okay, we stitch you. And I'm like, nah, take me to the expensive tourist hospital. Fuck that bullshit.
The expensive tourist hospital.
Yeah.
Where do foreigners go?
Yeah. Take me to all the other white people. You know, like, where they go to get hurt.
Take me to my people.
Yeah.
Shit.
So we went to the expensive, nice, big, clean. I mean, the hospital is beautiful. It's if you're in Chiang Mai, it's the Chiang Mai Ram on the corner of Hue Cao next to the fucking old city. It's a beautiful, big, nice, clean hospital. It's actually like when I first went in there because my girl got sick and we went there. I was actually really nervous, but when we walked in there, it was cold. It smelled like a hospital. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, this is
it's not shady.
No,
yeah.
it's Western standards. Everything's beautiful. They sat me down and they put, I'm not gonna remember this correctly, but I know they put 4 on the inside. No, they put 3 on the inside of this one, and then 6 on the outside of it, or 8 on the outside of it. I don't remember now. And then like 5 on the inside of this one, and 8 on the outside of it, or 9 on the outside of it, and then like 2 here and 3 here. And I know that math that probably doesn't even work out, but something along those lines, give or take a few stitches. And I was out for a minute after that. Like I had a bandage here, I had a Band-Aid here, and then I had a fucking a big ass bandage here and a big ass bandage here covering my eye.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So like during that time, since you're all like bandaged up, are you still like doing mitt work or something, or are you just taking it easy? Are you taking that time to do like tourism or like I don't know?
We weren't really trying to spend money on tours. We did it in the last couple of weeks we were there, but no, I was just taking it easy, hanging out, chilling. You know, I didn't really do much. I was watching a lot of fights and kind of keeping my head in it, but we weren't. You know, she was still training. She still had fights, so I was just trying to be there for her and doing whatever she needed to do. I didn't want to sweat on it too much because there's like a real risk for infection, especially in Thailand.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Every one of the foreigners that were there got stabbed like once. You know what I mean? Like
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's not the cleanest place. You know? It's one of the first things I noticed when we got back to the States. Like everything's fucking clean and the power lines are all nice and neat. And, you know.
Yeah, like everyone's on their shit.
Yeah.
At least it tries to be. To a certain extent.
Yeah. But you know, you spend 6 months in Thailand and you come back and you start to realize all the things you love about America. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like you get numb to it kind of when you're here. When you leave, you know, I guess Thailand's a third world country, maybe.
You know, I don't know what the official standing is on it, but I always like have this in the back of my mind. I'm like, it's not third world. I mean, there's a Burger King and a Starbucks on the same fucking road.
Oh yeah, true that, right?
It's like not third world at all.
Yeah, I feel you.
But there might be parts of Thailand that are pretty fucked up. You know, I just didn't see those parts.
Yeah. Okay. Shoot. So, how long? It was like 2 weeks. You said, right? You were out and about. So, what was the next fight after that?
Oh yeah. So I was out for like a month actually, and I wasn't actually because we were that was. No, it was like October. I don't remember what month it was. I should have got the fucking dates for you before I came. But
you good.
But it was about a month before I fought again, and the reason I fought again, I was still hurt. My knee was still hurt when I fought, but the reason I fought again was because my friend Franklin was in town. He's a world traveler. He's a maritime archaeologist, and he always takes these big trips every year, and does like. He does like a lecture series in like foreign universities. Like he was in Sri Lanka for a while and stuff. He's a real interesting guy.
Nice.
So he showed up and he was hanging out with us. I wanted to fight while he was there. I wanted him to be in my corner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just took this fight. Like, you know, they shuffled some things around to make sure that I could fight while I was there and stuff.
You knew it was going to be be your last fight, or
yeah, just kind of Well, we were gonna leave like a week later.
Oh, nice.
The last fight was like 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago or whatever. It was the 11th, actually, November 11th.
Ah, nice. Just fucking the other day.
Yeah. And I fought dude to decision, but lost. But I mean, if that shit was in America, I would have won that shit hands down.
Yeah.
You know, I was moving. That's the one. That's where I complain about the Thai scoring because, I move in with 3 punches and he kicked me and the kick didn't even fucking hurt.
Yeah.
You know,
cancels out your punch.
Yeah. It wasn't even like. It wasn't like a Maba left kick. Like if I moved down 3 punches on Maba and he kicked me with that left kick, I'd be like, okay, he's probably winning that exchange. But I'm moving on this guy, hit him with like a 3 or 4 punch combination, and he hits me with this little dumbass kick, and I'm like, I'll take that kick on my fucking chin. That's not gonna do shit to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm not gonna do that. right. But if I did, I would be. You would be confident. I'd be fine. Yeah. So like that's where I was like, some of them hurt. Sure, I'll give them some credit, I guess, but. Whatever. I'll just take it. I lost the decision because I'm not as good at Muay Thai as that guy was. But I'm a better fighter, and I'll fuck that guy up on the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like fuck the rules, bro. Shit. Yeah. That's what that. So, in Muay Thai, they're big with like the royal family and shit, right? Is that something?
Am I wrong? Did you feel that over there? Or?
Well, the king died while we were there.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. It's like when you're talking to everybody, it's like their dad died or something.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a little bit more removed. It's just a tiny bit more removed than that, but everyone feels it. Everyone, everyone wearing black all day, every day for that month. They do a month of what's the word?
Mourning?
Like a month of a moratorium on all entertainment for a month.
Oh, okay.
So for that month, it was like October 5th or something that he died. To November 5th, there was no fights. There was no like.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there was like all the festivals were changed around a little bit. Like they didn't really go down the way they usually go down. We were there for Loy Krathong, which is this big lantern festival, but it was all drastically changed because of all that, because they were doing like ceremonies for the king and stuff. It was we bought some of the we bought some of the like Rest in Peace King shirts and stuff, and we wanted to show as much respect as possible.
Right.
Because it's just a different culture, and there's like no way we could really understand it. But I mean, I would want to rebel against it because they have those less majest laws, which like if you talk shit about the king, you're going to jail for 15 years.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, and I mean like, there was a Swedish guy there that spilled black paint on an image of the king, and that bitch went to jail for like 10 years or some shit.
What?
Yeah, and it's just because it was black paint. Like if it was pink paint, he might have been all right. But like because it was black paint, it was like a huge disrespect, and they like went.
That's
put him in
fucking
jail.
crazy.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, fuck that bullshit. Fuck less much. Like
Yeah.
I want to rebel against that, right? But I'm not gonna let that out while I'm there. Cause I don't want to go to fucking jail.
Like fuck this for me.
Yeah.
Nah.
But also because it's a different culture, and there's no way I could possibly understand exactly how deeply it hits people.
Right.
So I just on the outside just pretend like everyone's dad is dead and just try to be as much respect as possible.
Did anybody ever like elaborate on it, or it was just like no, they were sad, so they didn't even speak about it? Like,
well, some people were unaffected entirely.
Yeah.
Like some of the more like pragmatic people, like my trainer Dang was pretty unaffected.
okay.
But they were just pissed because they couldn't fight.
Yeah.
Like most of the fighters had like one of the guys at the gym. His name is Super Big. I don't know his real name, but that's what we call him, Super Big. I looked up to him quite a bit because he's probably the best fighter at the gym. This dude is nasty. Like he's so good that he's going to fights in Bangkok and he's like acting wobbled and like for the betters, So like the first and second round, he's acting like he's like shit, and the third round comes out and just knocks the guy out with an elbow.
Fuck? Yeah.
One of the trainers at the gym actually won so much money that he came home and bought a motorcycle.
What?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Man.
But yeah, he was pretty unaffected by it too. He was just pissed that he couldn't fight.
Yeah, I bet that mess with everybody's like income over there, because like you're saying, dude's fighting like every fucking 2 to 3, 4 days. You know?
It messed with a lot of people's income for sure.
But, man,
and the guy at the Taipei Stadium was like, he let it go like a week, and then he's like, fuck this, I'm throwing fights because I need to make money.
Yeah.
And then apparently the government called him and they were like, hey, you need to stop doing this, and he's like, come stop me, motherfucker. I gotta make money. Just because the king died doesn't mean I need to stop making money.
Yeah, like why is the king dead and I gotta starve? Like, yeah. Man.
But that's kind of a complicated situation over there because they're juggling two things right now. They got the prince, who's apparently a evil motherfucker, and then they got the princess, who is universally loved by all but doesn't have an heir. And even the Constitution was amended a couple of years ago to allow her to take over the reign as queen, I guess.
Oh shit.
But they just don't think that's really going to happen. But the prince is like this motherfucker. This is my favorite fact about him. He gave his poodle a military title. So his poodle's name is Chief Air Marshal Fufu. That's not bullshit. That's fucking real life. Chief Air Marshal Fufu.
What the? Yo, is this fucking poodle got? Wait, is it a poodle? Like,
yeah,
Fufu?
it's a fucking poodle. Yeah.
Oh my god, like man. Really? Like,
Yeah.
what would be the point in that shit? Like,
I don't know. He's just he's some North Korea wonky ass motherfucker. Like it's some wonky as shit.
Like, man, I wonder if that fool got a damn Instagram. Like,
I'm sure he does.
Cheap
Probably,
whatever.
he's probably got
Fufu.
2 million followers too.
Right, man,
Yeah.
blowing us out of the water.
Yeah.
Gosh, damn, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So,
But, it'll be 5 or 6 years before they figure that out anyway. They said it's gonna go a while before they rename a new king. So,
oh wow,
yeah.
damn. That's
So they
okay.
did a month, and then I fought right after the month was over because my friend was in town, and then we left a week later.
Okay, shit.
Yeah.
All right, so shoot, now you're back in Florida, and still training, right? Still doing all that.
Oh yeah, I took maybe 2 weeks off, but I'm right back on it. I just day 2 of training camp right now.
Okay, hell yeah. And what are you gearing up for exactly? What's your next steps? What are you trying to do now?
I'm making a switch to MMA. I'm taking my pro MMA debut January 21st at Combat Night in Tallahassee. It's the first pro card Combat Night's doing.
Nice.
I'm real excited for it. I know those guys for a while. The owners of Combat Night I've known for 6 or 8 years or something like that, and I fought on their first card. I fought on their biggest card, which was Combat Night 57 in front of 4,000 people at the Civic Center in Tallahassee. That was right before I left for Thailand.
That had to be tight.
Yeah, that was cool, man. That was real cool. And the guy that I fought was really good too. So
nice.
we got to bang it out. It was cool. I won by a decision, but it's a fun fight to watch.
I pulled that shit off.
Yeah. I got all my videos hidden right now though because they matched me up with a guy and I watched his fights and I'm like, oh man, this guy's still a fucking amateur. What is he doing going pro?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me hide my videos so that when he
doesn't
goes
back
searching,
out type shit.
Yeah, because I don't want him to back out.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't give if he searches my name, he'll find a couple of fights. I'm not worried about him seeing me fight. I'm just worried about him being like, oh shit, he's a fucking Taipei Stadium champ. I don't even know what Taipei means. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he knocks people out, liver kicks and fucking knees to the face
and shit. Yeah, so I didn't want him to get too crazy on that. But I mean, he's a good fighter though. I mean, he's nice and aggressive. He's long, Javanis Ross is his name. Hopefully he'll still be my opponent by the time the event comes around, but you never really know with these people. You know, he might not be able to get off work or something. You know what I'm saying?
Last second call out.
Yeah. So, but he seems like a real fighter. He had like 10 amateur fights or something like that. So
all right, consistent, I guess.
Yeah. So I'd imagine he's probably not scared to fight.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's gonna come in there and try to take my head off, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So that's gonna be up in Tallahassee. The
January 21st.
21st.
Yeah.
Okay.
21st, yeah.
Yo, so MMA now, because we first started this podcast mentioning how I first saw you in the MMA fight, and then you go on the journey of the kickboxing, Muay Thai, and Thailand. So how much MMA, jiu-jitsu, that side of the spectrum of martial arts have you dived into?
Well, yeah. So when I went away to college, the only thing that was there was MMA.
Okay.
So I had no choice but to jump into it. I still to this day really don't like jiu-jitsu. I mean, I love all martial arts, and I have a deep respect and a deep love for jiu-jitsu, but if I'm in a class and there's someone teaching a Muay Thai technique, even if it's a technique that I've done a million times, I'm paying attention to the details and I'm really paying attention and I'm into it. But if I'm in a jiu-jitsu class and someone's teaching me something and it's not directly relatable to my game and grappling, it's losing my attention every time. I can't do it for whatever reason,
Yeah.
It's not that I don't have respect for it or that I'm still actively paying attention. I'm still actively forcing myself to do it because I know that I have to and I have that discipline to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm not if you're teaching me how to lock up a triangle, I'm paying attention because I need to know how to get out of it. I'm not paying attention because I'm ever trying to lock up a triangle on anybody. I really don't give a shit about submitting people.
Okay.
Even though you get a win that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm all about that and get a rear naked choke or whatever it might be. But
Hey,
my game right now is anti-jiu-jitsu, anti-wrestling, keep it on the feet and knock you the fuck out.
Okay. That's what's up. Hey, but if you choke somebody out, you can elbow the shit out of them.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and I'm all about getting that triangle fight position and just fucking beasting those elbows in.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that I'm against that or anything like that, but it's just some natural inclination in my brain that just doesn't like it in some way. So I'm making myself like it because I know that I need to focus on it. But I really enjoy wrestling, actually.
Nice.
I think I get into wrestling. Whenever I do wrestling practices and stuff like that, I'm always real into it. My takedown defense against a cage is gonna be too good for this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Is that what type of fighter is he? Do you know? I mean, check him out.
I mean, they say that he's a stand-up fighter. They say that he likes to bang and stand on his feet. I know he
motherfucker hasn't been in Thailand.
Yeah. I mean, they say that they're matching me up with someone that wants to stand and bang. But I mean, that's what they said about Duan too. I love Duan. Duan's a great guy. But they were telling me, Duan's gonna stand and bang. He's gonna stand and bang. That guy's a good fighter. This and that. He has 10 fights or something. But I was like, okay, but everyone's gonna stand and bang with me until I catch him with the overhand, and then they're gonna shoot for takedowns. And that bitch shot 12 takedowns in that fight. I counted them, because I want to know how many he had defended. He didn't get me down once, So I'm sure when I fight this guy, because he wrestled in high school and he has that background too, I'm sure I'm gonna crack him once, and he's gonna go in for that takedown. He's gonna push me up against that cage, so I gotta be ready for that. I'm developing hip strength again and getting my sprawl right and getting my underhooks and my cross faces and all that shit right, so I can get it going.
Hell yeah! So this is gonna be your debut. Is this something that you're going to keep trying to keep going, or you want to be more the kickboxer and Muay Thai? I mean, because like you said, you just want to be on your feet, or are you trying to be like a Joe Schilling type shit? Hey, I'll do a Bellator MMA and fucking throw me in on the Glory Kickboxing real quick.
Yeah,
man.
so that's what I'm going after. That's
Okay.
what I want. I really just want to be sort of like whatever fight comes around, wherever the money's at, I'm gonna take it. You know, if I take an MMA fight, then ideally, I was talking about this the other day, and someone was like dumbfounded when I was talking about how instead of going to the UFC, I'd actually probably rather go to Bellator at the moment because first of all, I can get my own ads, I can get my own sponsors, but also they have kickboxing and MMA.
Yeah.
So on the same contract, I can switch sports, and I like that. I like the idea of that a lot. I'd like to be able to kickbox professionally and fight MMA professionally. And at the level I'm at right now, I'm free, so I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But right now it's just a matter of getting the fights. I got a 6-3 pro Muay Thai record, so that might get me a fight somewhere. But there's how many pro Muay Thai shows are there in fucking America? I mean, there's maybe 5 people that are doing it. And
Count it on 2 hands.
Yeah. So I like MMA too, though, because I like the idea of like all of the possibilities, and like you never know. Like I come out in this fight, I might shoot a takedown on them just to open up my striking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
gonna be thinking about that now.
Yeah. So that I have that too because I enjoy wrestling. I have a nice double. I can shoot that shit. So I gotta crispen some things up when I'm in my grappling because I haven't grappled in like a year. But I grappled last night. I did all right though. I didn't do too bad. I went up against those. I would say that purple belts are gonna have a hard time submitting me. Blue belts are just not submitting me. Purple belt will probably get me eventually, probably. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But I'll stand up. I'll stand up on that purple belt 5 or 6 times before they catch something. I'd say a pretty decently high level. I think it's easier as an MMA fighter to get anti-jiu-jitsu and anti-wrestling. If I just focus on not getting submitted and not getting taken down, my level on those 2 things are going to get higher than someone's all-around jiu-jitsu game because they're worried about submitting people and doing all that other stuff.
Right. Not isolating a certain aspect of the craft, basically. Yeah. I feel you. Yo, so, I mean, you want to start diving into your first pro fight. Looking forward to that. Was there any crazy story that you got in Thailand that you haven't told yet, or some crazy experience? Fucking, you almost fell off a bridge, or you fucking went down the wrong alley and met too many Thai boys, like anything crazy like that?
We went to Cambodia. Cambodia is a shithole. We went to Laos a couple times. I mean, yeah, we did. I could probably sit here all day and talk about certain things, because I'm a talky guy anyway. But I mean, yeah, as far as all the crazy fight specific stuff goes, I think I might have probably covered all of it.
Okay. Cool.
Cambodia was a shithole for sure. We rode a 3rd class train from Bangkok to Aranya Pratet, which is the border town. It was 7 hours on a third class train.
Oh,
just
shit.
us and the Thais, but it was a beautiful experience. It really was.
Right, like it's something you'll never experience again in any other place.
Yeah.
The random things that you never thought you would do. It's always going to stick in your head.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy. Shoot, man. Hey. We're like an hour 30 minutes in. I mean, I don't want to hold you down too much longer, but I really appreciate you being on the podcast, man.
I appreciate you having me.
Yo, is there anybody you want to shout out? Any sponsors, anything like that you want to show love to?
Definitely Deviate Deviate Existence.
Boom.
Without these guys, I don't know what I'd be doing. We're in the Deviate Existence headquarters at the moment.
Damn
doing the podcast.
Getting comfortable with the merchandise on deck.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle brand. It's not really about the hats they're selling. It's about following your dreams and doing the shit that makes you happy. And, come out and buy a hat and remind yourself of following your dreams and doing that shit.
Yeah, be part of the journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so where can they find you at?
My Instagram at Muay Thai Joe or at Muay Thai Joe. You can follow my blog at joemiller.co. That's it. Yeah.
All right, cool. And guys, if you want to follow one thing only, follow at 6 Round Podcast on all social media platforms. You can find this episode. Well, if you're listening to it, you already fucking found it. But it's on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud. All right, we got the YouTube on deck. Gonna try to get the something played up for this episode as well, so you can at least get the audio on there. at Kyle Everts on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. If you want to follow me personally. Co-host couldn't make it today. Puerto Rican Superstar couldn't make it today. But follow them as well at Evelyn G. Romo or XOEVV on Snapchat, Puerto Rican Superstar 83 as well. They'll be back on the weekly show. Thank you to @tipafighter.com for being a sponsor since day one. It's a whole new platform for fans and fighters to interact. Hey, if you appreciate what the fighter did for you in the performance, you enjoyed what they did, show them some love, tip them a little bit, maybe you'll get a little love back, some signed gloves, some signed shorts, things like that. It's just another platform that the fans can show appreciation to the fighter.
I will sign anything you want.
Boom.
Bring it on.
Let's go. Yo, Joe, we need to get you on @tipafighter, bro. Yo, it's just another way to connect. Hey.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to set that up later on then.
Yeah.
But, and amateur fighters, if you're not on @tipafighter, you need to check it out, @tipafighter.com, because you're not getting paid anyway, so why not get paid something for it? The only way amateurs get paid is through ticket sales and merchandise and marketing. So you're not getting paid for the fight. So that's one avenue that you can get, hooked up on. So make sure you check that out. Also, Aries.com, beard balm and beard oil, all natural ingredients, AIREYYS. Check it out. Coupon code KEverts at checkout. Get that 15% off. Hey, Joe, you want to grow a little, facial feature? I got the hookup for you.
Yeah, I wish I could. I have unfortunate beard genetics.
Oh, man. Well, once you do, bro, we'll get you GQ as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Make you look clean.
Give me a couple years before I become a real man.
Hey, they say you're going to keep growing if you can't grow a beard, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to get taller, get a little white. Hey. But, hey, yo, make sure you guys check it out. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thanks, Joe, for being a part of the show. Thank you to
Deviatex.
Deviatex.
Deviatex.com. Order yourself a hat. They're nice. I love them.
Boom. Thank you for, showing us some love at the headquarters and, hooking us up. So, hey, guys, that was the 6th Round MMA podcast. We gone.